Coming up on this episode of Up for Debate, we're talking Super Bowl 51 and all the fun prop bets you can place real money on, including what color will Bill Belichick's hoodie be? What will be the television rating records, and how many commercials will Peyton Manning star in? We're going to place our bets on those and more. Coming up now on Up for Debate. This is Up for Debate, episode number 72, recorded January 26th, 2017. Super Bowl 51 prop bets. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Up for Debate, the show that went all the way to Houston for the Super Bowl. I'm Sean Jennings, joined as always by our own Matty Ice. It is Matt Mariani.
Yeah. How are we doing today, Mr. Patriot over there, Mr. Brady?
Well, I see we've got opposing Super Bowl teams here. I'm wearing my New England Patriots Tom Brady jersey, and you're wearing your Drew Brees Saints jersey.
What? It's the only jersey that I own.
That's crazy. Hey, look, honestly.
The Falcons are in the same division as the Saints, so there's that.
Except they're good.
Jerseys are expensive.
Yeah, they're such a ripoff.
Yeah.
And I love when the
It's
NFL...
really too bad. The stupid Green Bay Packers had to come along and knock the Giants out, or I would have bought a Giants jersey.
Giants suck.
Then would have had the Giants Pats Super Bowl, and of course Giants would have won again. I would
have such a heart attack if there were another Giants Patriots Super Bowl. I would die. I wouldn't make it to the end of the game. Even if the New England won, I wouldn't make it. Just the sheer stress of it, is terrifying. It's like post-traumatic stress.
Good times indeed.
Absolutely scary. Well, Matt, as I mentioned, we're going to be doing Super Bowl prop bets. Before we get to that, I want to remind everybody, thank you for watching the show. As always, we appreciate it. We do it live Thursday nights at roughly 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central on our Facebook page at facebook.com/upfordebatetv. If you're watching live, you can call us. We'll have the phone number right here. I'm going to click the button so you can see it. Pop at the bottom of the screen, 508-644-TECH. That's 508-644-8324. You can give us a call, interact with us live on the air, tell us what your thoughts are on our bets. If we're wrong, if you've got a bet you'd like us to discuss, we're happy to do so. So call us at any point during the show or comment on Facebook. Now, Matt, I spent 2 hours like a fool listening to last year's Super Bowl episodes we did, placing the bets and reviewing the bets. Do you remember how we did on our bets last year?
I remember we got just about none of them correct. I just remember them all failing. And the worst one I thought was that Cam Newton didn't even score a touchdown, a rushing touchdown. We all were all ready for it, and it never happened.
We described last year's Super Bowl right afterwards as lackluster. So it was lukewarm. That's what we called it. A lukewarm Super Bowl was how we described it. It was not a particularly exciting one. No. Everything but the game was interesting. The game was the least interesting part. No, last year we went 4-12 in overall predictions, and Matt, you won last year, beating me 4-1. You got 4 correct. I only got 1 correct.
I don't remember what those were. I remember we had what color is the Gatorade, which I don't think either of us got correct.
I know you won the coin toss. You picked the right coin toss. You won. What else did you win? Oh, you picked the winner. You picked the Broncos. I picked the Panthers.
Yep.
What else? I just listened to it. I can't remember. But anyway, you won 4. You got 4. I got 1. You won last year. I'm ready for redemption this year, Matt. And we have a new list. This is literally the list of prop bets we're going to make on Super Bowl 51. Between the New England Patriots and the Atlanta Falcons, Tom Brady versus Matt Ryan, Matt versus Sean, and we're going to do some of the same bets from last year, but we also got a lot of new ones here on the list, so I think it's going to be exciting, Matt. And we're going to leave some of the overall bets towards later in the show, the winner and the final score and the MVP. We'll hold off on that, but I want to start with the coin toss, because I want to pick this one again this year. I think it's an easy one to pick. The betting line is about 50-50, so it's really a toss-up. Now, we talked about this last year. In the history of the Super Bowl, tails has a very slight edge. And he said, did you literally flip a coin to pick which coin you're going to flip?
Yep, I got my pick.
All right, well, I'm just going to take the opposite, because if we take the same one, it's not very fun. So what did you get?
I got tails.
You got tails. All right.
I will be selecting tails for that bet.
Then I am going to take heads. Now, Matt, you picked tails last year and won. So
Tails never fails.
we'll see if you. Well, it's got a slight statistical edge these days. So, all right, you pick tails. I pick heads. That was an easy warm up. But Matt, I want to talk about this one. This one very specific to the Super Bowl. Of course, you know, first ballot Hall of Fame coach Bill Belichick is famous for his steely demeanor and, of course, his hoodies, including the ones with those cut-off sleeves. Really, I think you can single-handedly credit him for bringing the hoodie into style. But did you know you can actually put like your hard-earned dollars down on what color hoodie Bill Belichick is wearing during the Super Bowl? Now, here are the odds for you. Blue has 4 to 11. These odds are terrible. Blue is 4 to 11. So for every $11 you bet, you can win $4. Gray is 3 to 1. Red is 40 to 1. And what they call the field, or literally any other color, is 50 to 1. So they think blue is the most likely, then gray, then red, or literally anything else. So Matt, what color do you think Bill Belichick is going to wear?
I think you should go first on this one, and then I'll tell you my belief.
I do know my man Bill Belichick pretty well. We're tight. We're bros. Yeah. Massachusetts natives. Actually, I don't know if he's originally from there. He certainly lives there. No, what's interesting to me, Matt, is that New England is wearing their white jerseys in the Super Bowl. And by the way, you'll be happy to know 11 of the last 12 teams to wear white in the Super Bowl have won.
Really?
Yes. Fun fact for you.
That's insane. Okay.
So, well, go Pats. And so if the team is wearing white, I'm going to go with, I don't think he would wear a dark color. So I'm going to go, plus gray is his signature color. I got to go with gray. I think it's more likely than blue. I think red is unlikely. I'm going to go with gray.
Yeah, I agree that red is highly unlikely. And gray would have been my pick as well. But I'll tell you what, Sean, I'm not going to pick blue. Ooh. In fact, I'm not going to pick a color at all. I'm going to say Bill Belichick will not wear a hoodie. And here's why. Bill Belichick, as some might be aware, is best friends with the current commander-in-chief, Donald J. Trump. And I think to reflect his allegiance and acceptance of his best friend as the president, I believe that Bill Belichick is going to go with a clean-cut 3-piece suit, and he's going to wear that to the Super Bowl. So that is going to be my bet. 3-piece suit, or no, you know what? No, I like that 3-piece suit. I think it's because just to kind of also to celebrate. All right, hear me out. The NFL's 50th anniversary, which recently happened, and this is the first Super Bowl the Patriots have been in since the 50th anniversary of the NFL. He's going to kind of bring back that throwback look back from the day, like Lombardi and all the coaches that wore the suits. He's going to wear a 3-piece suit.
You were an insane man, Matt. That's like when last year I bet an earthquake would stop the Super Bowl. I think that's about as likely. All right, I wrote it down. Matt says 3-piece suit.
All right, that's it. 3-piece.
That's crazy.
Yeah, all right, I'll just say that even if he's not wearing a 3-piece suit, if he's wearing anything other than a hoodie, I think I should get the credit.
Honestly, I'll give that to you. If he wears anything other than a hoodie, I'll give that to you.
Anything, we're going to say 3-piece suit, parentheses, anything that other than a hoodie.
But if you get that, then doesn't that mean I get credit if he wears a hoodie regardless of color?
No.
Oh, so if he wears a red hoodie, neither of us win.
The odds dramatically increase.
All right. No, all right. Hey, that's fair. By the way, I did look it up. In Super Bowl 49, when they defeated the Seahawks, the Patriots also wore their white jerseys. Bill Belichick wore a blue hoodie. So you use that as your point of reference, but we'll have to wait and see. All right, Matt, good. Our first – oh, boy, that was – man, we're bold tonight. I'm telling you. We're out of control. Very good. So we've got that one down. Let's take a look. What else do we have here on the list? This is one of my favorite ones I've seen this year because I think it's hilarious. I don't think it's a real tough one, but I think it's hilarious. You can actually bet real dollars. Like, this isn't someone made this up. This is a real thing you can do. How many Super Bowl commercials will Peyton Manning star in during Super Bowl 51? Now, the line is 1.5, which means you're going to bet either he's going to be in 0 or 1 or 2 or more. So are you going to take the over or the under at 1.5 of Peyton Manning commercials during the Super Bowl?
Well, Peyton Manning advertises for a lot of different companies. Be a Papa John's, of course. You have State Farm. What's the insurance one he does? I think it is
Nationwide.
Nationwide, yes. Yep, Nationwide. You have he does
Oreos.
commercials for Oreos with his brother Eli.
Mm-hmm.
Although he hasn't made an Oreos commercial in a while. That's like stretching back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say that he appears. Now, are we betting specific, distinct commercials, or are we betting companies that he is shilling for? I mean, advertising.
I just want the over/under. You think it's going to be more than 1.5 or less than 1.5?
Okay. Oh, it'll be more than.
You can also pick the companies if you want, but that's at minimum.
That's sweet. 1.5 is that's the threshold we're going to do.
Well, that's the actual real betting.
What is a half of a commercial?
Well,
what constitutes a half of a commercial?
Well, they do that in betting because you can't say over 1 or under 1 because what happens if it is 1? So they pick the half. So you guarantee that it's higher or lower. Now, I will say that believe it or not, according to the sports betting companies, they actually think it's going to be you will make better money if you bet on the over and it succeeds than if you bet on the under and it succeeds. So they've actually given better odds to the under. Better odds to the over.
But the bigger payout is the under because it's lesser odds.
No, wait, I mixed that up.
So
the bigger payout is on the over, which means they think the under is more likely.
Yes, which is strange.
I'm going to agree with you. I think there's no way in hell this is under. Because at minimum, Nationwide and Papa John's, I guarantee he's been in their commercials all year long.
I mean, he aired a Bud Light commercial while he was giving his acceptance speech for the MVP
award remember
last
that.
year.
And he hugged Papa John as soon as he won the...
Yep.
Oh, that was bad.
The man he's become a walking, talking advertisement.
By the way, I want to remind you, you may not remember this, last year we had a discussion if Peyton Manning will retire or not, and you were very confident he was going to stick around and be traded to the Jets. And Peyton Manning, and the best part is, not only that, you thought once Peyton Manning got to the Jets, they would be a Super Bowl contender. That was the missing piece, was Peyton Manning. Like, what were you on?
Oh, man. Yeah, but yet I still beat you, so... That's
true. I
guess
I shouldn't say that.
Oh man. So I think we should pick a specific number for this one.
All right, sure, that's fine with me.
Just because we both are almost guaranteeing that it's going to be more than, which is a recipe for disaster. You realize, like as soon as we do that, he's only going to be in one.
But then
we're
both
going to text
lose.
each other and be like, "Well, damn."
Well, go ahead, Matt. How many do you think he's going to be in?
I think he'll be in 4.
Wow.
4 sounds like 3. 3 sounds like a good number.
I'm going to take 2. I'm going to take 2. I don't think it's more than that. I think there is a saturation point where it's too much.
I think 3 is the perfect number for him to appear in because 3 is when it becomes funny. Like they could almost make it into like a little parody or like a little skit,
now,
like a little thing, like you know what I mean.
I want to be clear,
like
though.
With the remember the referees, or no? What are the Doritos had like a little skit a couple years back with like referees, and they did like 3 different commercials. The Budweiser frogs, remember?
Yeah. Oh, sure. Well, but I do want to say though, hang on, because I wanted the fine print on this bet. is I'm talking about different. If the same company, so if Nationwide has
Yeah.
3 commercials,
Yeah,
with him,
that's exactly what I mean too.
no,
Yeah.
those don't count. That counts once. It's once per. It's per company.
Oh no, I
Because that's
didn't mean
bullshit.
that.
No. I don't
But
care if he's in
no,
100 commercials for one company. I'm
I
saying,
thought we were talking about. I thought we were talking about this like distinct just commercials. Didn't matter who it was for.
I don't know what the sports book is counting. I'm telling you what I'm counting. I don't think that. I don't.
Okay. Well, then in that case,
Well, I'm going to keep track of it either way. So we can debate
all right.
this next
So you
week.
do 2, then I'm going to do 1. I'm going to change it to 1. If it's different companies, I think he's only going to advertise for 1.
I will note it both ways, and we'll discuss next time. I promise.
Okay. All right. So we'll just put a little asterisk if it is more than one company. Then Matt says 3, and or if it is just one company, Matt says 3.
Yeah, I think it's more likely if he's in a lot of commercials, it will be because many companies air different companies.
Well, how about we do this bet then? How about we do? I bet he will only advertise for one company, but will do multiple commercials.
Oh, he'll do more than one company. I know he'll do more than one company, so I'll take that bet. Absolutely.
All right.
Any day.
And you think that he'll advertise like different commercials for more than one for more than one company?
That I don't know. I don't think it's likely. I think it's more likely he'll just do one
Yeah,
per company, but I think it's going to be more than one company.
I'm saying he's just going to advertise for 1. So I think that should be the bet.
And I'll tell you right now, I'll double down. It's going to be Nationwide. Okay. It's going to be Papa John's. He's been in their commercials all year long. Like, there's no way.
I think he's going to do a Budweiser commercial.
No, but he hasn't shielded for them all
year. Do you think
year.
Papa John's is going to have a commercial in the Super Bowl?
Well, but that's
how
my
often
point.
Does Papa John's get a Super Bowl spot?
Papa John's and Nationwide are both official sponsors of the league, and Papa John's is the official pizza of the Super Bowl. So, why wouldn't they run an ad?
I don't remember them. Do you remember them running an ad in the last 10 Super Bowls? Can you remember like a unique Papa John's ad? I can't. I think they're just sponsors.
I don't care if they're good ads. I care if Peyton Manning's in them. So maybe it can be a crappy ad you don't remember. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I don't know. But I don't know why you would be the pizza sponsor of the Super Bowl and not run an ad.
I also don't think they do too many nationwide ads during the Super Bowl either.
That I do remember because do you remember? I'm pretty sure this was nationwide. Do you remember last year the dead kid commercial? The really sad dead kid commercial from that was nationwide. I'm pretty sure.
That was okay.
So I think they do. And I think they're aren't they the official insurance of the league? Or is that a different?
Yes.
Or is it State Farm?
I believe they are.
Because Aaron Rodgers shills for State Farm.
He does. And I think Geico gets a fair amount of space there too. Or maybe I'm thinking baseball. I think I might be thinking of baseball. Anyway. All right. So we have our bet in stone for this one here.
Duly noted.
You think he's gonna do 2, right? For
2 different
Papa
companies.
John's.
Yep.
And for Nationwide,
mm-hmm.
I think it's just gonna be one company.
All right.
But maybe
multiple
one or more commercials.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. I'm good with that.
All right.
Consider it done.
Good.
All right, Matt, next I want to remind everybody watching live, 508-644-TECH. That's 508-644-8324 is the number to call. Comment live. Of course, you can also call that when we're not live and leave us a voicemail. We may play it on the show. Let's see. Next up, Matt, let's talk about the ratings. I want to talk about the ratings. We didn't bet on this last year, but you can bet on how many people are going to watch the Super Bowl. Now, I went and did the research. The highest watched Super Bowl in terms of total viewers ever is the last time the Patriots played. Patriots versus Seahawks, Super Bowl 49, set a ratings record with 114 million viewers. Okay. Now, the sports books have placed the over-under for Super Bowl 51 ratings for total viewers at 117.5. So you can take the over or the under on 117.5, the previous record being 114. So, Matt, do you think Super Bowl 51 will set a new ratings record or not?
No, absolutely not. I say no way.
Now, last year's Super Bowl was the third
Negative.
highest rated, so it actually had gone down over the previous year.
Yep, I think that trend is going to continue.
Okay, and are you bold enough to put a number on it?
No, I'm not. I'm not confident at all about putting a number on it, but I am confident enough to say that it's going to go down. I think that it just kind of reflects the viewership of the NFL and the two teams that are playing. I don't think a whole lot of people are very excited about you. I mean, you have the Patriots. The fans are excited about the Patriots, but let's be honest here. If people are watching this Super Bowl, they care about football and Patriots fan, they're only watching to see the Patriots lose. I think that it's not going to draw. It just doesn't. Patriots Seahawks had the ability to draw a lot of people because both of them were like, I don't know. I just don't. I don't see the Falcons as a replacement for the Seahawks in that case. Like the Falcons are very good, yes, but I don't know. I don't think people can get excited about them the same way they got excited for Seahawks Patriots. Halftime show is Lady Gaga. I mean, that doesn't really. I don't think that's going to bode well for ratings either. I just don't. I don't see anything that's drawing people in here. What are you seeing that I'm not seeing?
Matt, you are so
every
horrifically
playoff
wrong.
game has been every playoff game has been a complete blowout.
And the ratings were still strong for those. Look, Matt, I'm telling you, are you
strong,
ready?
but not as strong as they've been.
Do you know what NFL team has the largest fan base in America?
I don't want to say it.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to say it.
No, go ahead
I'm not going to say it.
Go ahead, say it.
I don't want to
It's not
say
the
it.
New Orleans Saints. Go ahead.
No,
say it.
definitely not. I'm not going to say it.
The team with the largest fan base in the U.S. is the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I just told you I didn't want to say it.
Do you know who has the second largest?
I don't want to say that one either.
The New England Patriots. Absolutely, yes. Matt. All right. So there's a reason why people weren't as excited about the Broncos versus the Carolina Panthers. Because they're not as popular.
The Broncos are very popular. I mean, you even said it last week. I'm going to go to the tape. The Broncos were what? Boardwalk in the Monopoly NFL game, right?
Yeah, in the 90s.
Yes.
When they were winning back-to-back Super Bowls.
Well,
yeah, no shit.
Bronco. I still see people who are wearing the Broncos hats and the Broncos jerseys all over the place. They like the Broncos.
The New England Patriots have blown.
The Broncos.
There's no better.
I'm not saying people don't like the Patriots. There are people out there who like the Patriots and that other team that's in Dallas.
Matt, more people like the Patriots than 30 other teams in the league.
But I just don't think it's going to set records.
All right, but on top of that, so that's
if it was Patriots Cowboys, I think it would absolutely break the box office.
If it were Patriots Cowboys, the NFL would have loved that. They would have gone.
Yes.
They would have sold out like it's nobody's business.
No,
yeah, they would have been. But the other thing too is this is the first. I mean, technically the Seahawks thing was post Deflategate, but this is the first post Deflategate Super Bowl. So you've got the Goodell-Brady sort of controversy brewing, right? And I challenge that while television ratings are down, you know where they're not down? Event television. Event television still pulls big ratings. Election night had a record number of ratings. Now, of course, that's because the election was, it was what it was. But I'm just saying that I agree, regular television viewership isn't what it used to be, but event where you have to sit, where you're around people, where you're on social media, where anything can happen, where it's live, those events still pull strong ratings. Matt, I'm going to take the over on this one. I think it's going to set a ratings record, and I think it will be the most watched Super Bowl of all time.
Okay.
But maybe I'm crazy.
Well, all right. I will say this in my closing argument. I wouldn't. I'm not. I'm going to retract the part where I made my argument sound kind of like it was because the Patriots were involved. I don't think it's the Patriots. I think it's the Atlanta Falcons. I don't think too many people are excited about the Atlanta Falcons as a team. I think they're one of the lower. I think pretty much you could say that of any team in that division, the NFC South. they just don't have a lot of fans. I think that has to do with college football being more predominant in the South.
That they haven't been good.
And that none of the teams have been. They've all actually been embarrassingly terrible in the past couple of years. But I mean, I think I don't think it's the Patriots that are gonna keep crowds away, and I think that a lot of people will watch. I think it'll make the top 5. Absolutely, I just see it being the most popular. I mean, Seahawks, Patriots. That year they were really drumming it up. They were really building up it's the defense of the Seahawks. That amazing defense people wanted to see. Richard Sherman, with his and Pete Carroll,
Marshawn Lynch, and all those guys. Well, it also was immediately post Deflategate. I mean, that's when that was at its biggest, right? They were having the press conferences, and it was like, with Goodell. I mean, it was even bigger than it is now. So I agree. Maybe it won't, but I'm gonna roll the dice on the over. This will be my bold choice. Not quite as bold as Bill Belichick's 3-piece suit, but bold nonetheless. All right. Matt, I want to talk about the halftime show. We got Lady Gaga this year. Now, you may remember last year we had, it was supposed to be Coldplay. It really was more Beyonce and Bruno Mars. Coldplay kind of, I think, went and took a bathroom break during the halftime show, like most of us. Are you excited about the Gaga, Miss Lady?
I'm intrigued by it. I mean, I heard obviously she'll probably be playing some of her old stuff, but I heard that she's got a new album out, and it's very different from what she normally does.
It is not very good.
It isn't. It's not very good.
I just listened to it.
I haven't heard
the 2 singles that they think she'll play, which are the only 2 singles off the new album. I listened to before the show. Very disappointing. Very disappointing. You're right. Total departure from her normal sound. And if you liked her maybe people like the new sound, but if you liked her old sound, it's like New Coke, where it's like, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I want the old Coke.
Yeah. Oh, I love that old Coke.
Lady Gaga classic. Yes.
Old Coke sounds like it could be a song. It could be a Lady Gaga song. Give me some of that old Coke.
Okay. Pepsi sponsors a halftime show. I don't think they'd like that.
Nope. They would not like that at all. I remember this is one of the bets I believe I won last year. Correct? This is one of the ones that I won by saying that I guessed the Coldplay songs correctly. Not all of them, but I guessed some of them. And I think I had to get like 5 or 6, and I got them.
I mean, they only played like 2 songs, so it was pretty. No offense, it wasn't that hard to win.
No, I think they played a lot, but they only played like
2 seconds,
10 seconds,
a medley.
Yeah, exactly. And they would go into the next one, but they got through a lot of their tracks. And then then they just faded into the background as Beyonce marched into formation.
And then Bruno Mars just showed up because he's always there at the halftime show.
Might show up this year. Yeah, is that the bet? Are we going to bet if Bruno Mars shows up?
Actually, I bet you could get decent odds on that. Like, I feel like that wouldn't be a crazy bet. Like, I feel like because he just came out with a new album to promote.
It would, yeah. I would really, honestly, not surprise me if he showed up.
Just saying. So Matt, what I wanted us to bet on was actually the song she was going to play because I thought that was a fun one last year, and I think she has a pretty good staple. So I was thinking each of us could pick 2 or 3 songs that we think she's going to play. You can bet on what's the first song or but I think that's a little more difficult. So I thought we'll pick up some of her most popular hits. We'll take some guesses. See what she'll play during the show.
Okay.
Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Are you familiar enough with her library to know the songs off the top of your head, or should I list them out for you?
I'm familiar with the Gaga. And I'm just going to say I don't know any of her new songs, but I'll just say new song. I'll just be like, any one new song for her album will be played. She'll play. I'll on my list, I put in one slot, just new song, just because any of the new songs.
I'll give you a choice, Matt, because there's 2 singles off the new album, and I would assume she'd play one. One is a more upbeat song, although it's not that upbeat, and the other is more of a slower ballad kind of song.
Okay.
Does that help you narrow down your choice?
I think she'll Yeah, I think she'll the slower ballad.
She'll do the slower ballad. All right, you can have that.
Yeah, and that would serve as a pretty good opening.
Million Reasons is the name of that one.
Okay.
She talks about a million reasons to break up with you, I think, or something like that. Anyway, um, yeah. Other thoughts on what she might play?
So she'll start with that, and then I see her going right into Poker Face, Poker Face.
Sure.
Um, she's gonna do
You get one more.
Nebraska.
What is that? A song of hers?
That is a song of hers.
No, it's.
Um,
Is it?
look it up. Yeah,
I'm
Nebraska.
I'm looking at her singles list.
I'm gonna say she'll play that one because it's fun to sing along with, and it's uh it's got like a little bit of like a southern kind of twang to it. Um, and also it features the line like, "This time I'm not leaving without you," and it makes sense for the Super Bowl. Like I'm not leaving without.
Sure.
I think she'll do that song. Nebraska. I want that on my list.
So the name of that song, by the way, is "You and I."
Is Nebraska like in the parentheses or something?
No, but I googled Lady Gaga Nebraska, and apparently it said this is the song
Okay.
she sings about Nebraska in, and I'm like, okay, because I was looking at the list, I'm like,
Okay.
there's no song named
I
Nebraska.
thought
in
I
that.
thought it was Nebraska. All right, so you and I. I think she'll do you and
All right,
I.
so you got Million Reasons,
Uh,
Poker Face, and You and I.
By the way, I don't think she's singing about the state of Nebraska. I think her man in the song. His name is Nebraska, which is not a name.
I don't recall that song, so I'm gonna take your word for it. I don't think I know that
Right.
one.
How many songs are we picking, by the way?
3.
So I have my 3
You
then.
have your 3.
Yep, I'm
And
all set.
you're good with those. You're gonna lock them in.
Totally good.
You're
Yep.
you're such a fool, Matt. You picked all the wrong songs. You're come on.
All right. Let me hear your list here.
It's.
I know
honestly-
there's a large library here
What are her
that she could be
two?
doing.
Well, first of all, what's her biggest hit?
Paparazzi.
No, actually, but that's another
that was
good
the
one.
first song that came into my head.
No, that's a good one.
Um,
No, I'm pretty sure her. Although you know what? No, actually, I think Poker Face might be her biggest hit. I think you're right. No, I was gonna say Born This Way.
Oh yeah.
That was a big one for her. I'm gonna take Bad Romance.
Okay.
Because that one was pretty big for her. And then,
That could be a good one to open with too.
oh sure. Well, which has the best opening of all these
Bad
songs? Ooh, you know what? You know what would be really dope is if she did Telephone and had Beyonce come out. Although Beyonce just did it,
Yeah,
but that would be cool. But
that'd be pretty cool though. That would be really cool.
and then I'm gonna. I don't know if I want to take. I'm gonna take the other one off for new album. I'll take Perfect Illusion, which is terrible, but whatever. So I've got Born This Way, Bad Romance, and Perfect Illusion as mine.
Imagine if she does Telephone with Beyonce, and then Tony Bennett comes out, and she does like. Remember, she made a
Yes.
collaboration.
Oh, that'd be
Bennett.
so great. I love that they're like
Three of
best
them.
buds. That would be so much
Yes.
fun.
He's too old. I mean, he's like in his 90s now, so he probably shouldn't be out on the Super Bowl stage like that. But I think that would be really fun.
I would definitely be.
That would be quite a group photo, especially if you throw Bruno Mars in there. It's like little
Now,
family photo.
now, Matt, would you like to know the betting odds of each of these songs? Because you actually can place money on it.
Okay.
So the most likely with 1-to-1 odds, so they're basically saying, it's extremely likely to happen, is Bad Romance. Followed by Born This Way, then Edge of Glory, Poker Face, Paparazzi, and then the 2 new songs, Perfect Illusion, A Million Reasons.
Forgot about Edge of Glory. That's a great one for the Super Bowl.
Actually, I don't know why I
That's-
didn't pick that.
I would put Edge of Glory as the 1-to-1. I think that's almost guaranteed that she's going to do that one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I know. I was bold with You and I, but I just remember they had it as a promo for when the song came out. They had it as a promo for the World Series that year.
Yeah,
So
it was like
I
it's a good sports song.
it's made its cut in the sports world. You and I. So I don't know. I'm happy with my list. I can die peacefully with my list. Um,
So Matt, let me add on to the Lady Gaga betting here. You can bet your real money on the odds of Lady Gaga making an anti-Trump political statement during her performance, either visually or vocally. Now, those odds are 10 to 13, which means for every $13 you bet, you get 10 back, which means they think it's more likely to happen than not.
okay, I want to hear your stance on this. Are we making this bet? Is this happening?
Sure, why not?
Let's do it. Let's make this bet. I
Um,
want to hear what you think.
I
What you
think
think?
I think that I got to think about this. I think that okay, everyone remembers wardrobe malfunction, right? Famous moment at the Super Bowl. Probably the most famous halftime moment in the history of the Super Bowl. Probably the most famous moment in the history of the Super Bowl, you could maybe even argue. And ever since then, the NFL has been very tight about what they do and do not allow on the Super Bowl. It is extremely tightly planned. It is choreographed for months in advance. It is done to a T. And as much as I think she might like to do it, I just don't think that the NFL would allow her to do it. I don't think the NFL would even give her the opportunity to do it. And I don't think, especially because she's trying to sell an album that just came out, I don't think that she would use this platform as the opportunity. Now, Matt, can you just quickly tell me, are you going to agree with me or disagree with me?
No, I'm gonna agree with you.
Okay,
I was kind of secretly hoping to take the other side.
Well, that's because I can.
You
That's
can
why I'm
play
asking.
devil's advocate.
Yeah, I'll do it. You want me to do it?
All right. In a minute, I was just
go
gonna
ahead.
kind of harp on that last
No,
point.
go for it.
She is trying to sell an album. She's trying to market to an audience that she doesn't normally market to. You know, you have all of these, well, let's face it, men that are straight men that like football, that are watching the football. It's a new audience for her, and I don't think she wants to make that kind of a statement, especially when you have dads that might be watching the game, that have daughters that I'm not buying that Lady Gaga album for you because you know she's the one who hates Trump, or she's the one who made the statement about Trump. I don't think it worked out in Beyonce's favor when she made the Black Lives Matter statement. I think that kind of blew up in her face with the media.
What?
Um,
She sold like a gazillion records. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but it wasn't because of that. It wasn't because of the statement. I think that the statement hurt her in the public eye, for sure. I think that they were talking about her for weeks and months after that. They protested. They launched a protest outside one of her concerts.
Oh yeah, because controversy has never helped an artist sell records.
Yeah, but it was controversy. It was like controversy that was keeping people away. I don't know. I'm just going to say I don't think she's going to make any kind of statement. And what kind of statement will there be? I mean, who was it? MIA who flipped off the cameras or something in a Super Bowl? I mean, that wasn't a statement to any particular person, or
no. I think if she
I
did,
think it was just to be fun.
She'd say something. I think either at the beginning of the song or at the end of the song, or throw a line in the middle of a song. But Matt,
yeah.
I'll play devil's advocate
all right,
here.
Let's play some devil's advocate here.
You know, Matt, again, you and I both harped on the point that she has albums to sell. I think her being controversial helps her sell albums. I think that's initially how she got famous. She no longer wears the meat dresses or the weird, you know, she's not as weird as she used to be. I was watching the music videos for her new singles. They're like on the verge of boring. Like she doesn't wear the crazy makeup or the crazy hair anymore. She's gone really mainstream.
That's her new image. I think her new image is.
But it's not helping her. Her new album is not doing well. Her songs are charting at like 20. I mean, she's her new album is not doing well. And so I think this is an opportunity for her to reconnect with a base who felt very strongly. That used to be Lady Gaga back in 2009 would have done it. The question is, does 2017 Lady Gaga do it? And I think she might have to. Because A, it does connect, because who is her fan base? Is probably people who would appreciate her saying that. And also B, I really do strongly disagree with you. I think, while I don't think Black Lives Matter helped Beyonce, it certainly got her in the conversation, and all that at the end of the day does is help her sell records. Because I think anyone who saw that and was like, I'm not going to buy Beyonce's record, was never going to buy it. So I think I really do feel that if she did it, I don't think, worst case scenario, it wouldn't make a difference. I don't think it would hurt her. I think it could only help her. Depending on what she said and did. Now, if she goes up there and says, fuck Trump, and, she flips him off, I don't think that works. But if she, if she doesn't, maybe she doesn't even use his name. I guess it depends. That might violate our bet if she doesn't say Trump. I think she has to say Trump for it to count, right?
I disagree. I don't think she has to say it at all. Okay. I think as long as she makes some kind of statement that can easily be construed as anti-Trump.
Then if that's the case,
that doesn't hurt her at all. It's going to be like, if she says, like, we need to look out for those of us in this society that are persecuted, I would construe that not as an anti-Trump statement, but I would construe that as a political statement.
So how does that hurt her? What's the downside to doing that? That could only help her. Like, I do not see how saying that affects her record sales in any negative way.
I think it can hurt her. I think it can hurt her because you'll have a lot of viewers that are going to roll their eyes and be like, oh, another celebrity with a political opinion.
But it's not any celebrity. It's Lady Gaga.
It's not every viewer, but I think there'll be some viewers that are going to go, especially those that watch football,
Matt,
and might like either of these teams or both of them.
Are you telling me people are going to be upset that gay icon Lady Gaga is going to stand up for against Donald Trump? Come on. That's absolutely. I'm happy to take. I'm officially going to take the yes, she said something route just to be, because actually now that I think about this,
you've kind of convinced yourself. I could tell when you're making that.
Because it's like, for me, it's once again saying specifically, like, Donald Trump is a bad guy. Like, if she said that, then I'd be like, all right, that doesn't help you. But if you're cool with her just saying something generic about, like, protecting people, or freedom needs to stay free, or stop the corruption or whatever,
yeah, shit.
Who cares?
It's almost a guarantee that she's going to say something like that. I think she'll alienate her fans if she doesn't.
That's my only point. And she has a record who isn't succeeding with her core base.
All right, I think we have to change the bet. It has to be a specific anti-Trump statement. It can't be something generic, because I know she'll say something. She has to.
Well, Matt,
her fans are going to look for that.
The wording of the bet is odds of Lady Gaga making an anti-Trump political statement.
Political statement. Okay, so it has to specifically. It doesn't have to specifically mention Trump, but it must mention, like, the nature of his administration, or
I think it'll be obvious.
Or the election.
It'll be obvious.
It'll be obvious if it is or if it isn't. I actually would say, I think you were right. I think her saying something like, we need to watch out for one another in this society, can only help her. I mean, you will have a lot of eye rolls, but I don't think you'll have people boycotting her album over it.
No. I think people would be surprised if she didn't.
Yeah.
They're saying you had this platform and you didn't say anything, like the woman who always stood up for people and who was this icon of.
Yeah.
So I think, now that I think about it, that does seem obvious. But I'm curious what she'll say if she says anything. And like I said, Pepsi, I'm sure, doesn't want her saying anything. The NFL doesn't want her saying anything. So the question is, she's not saying it in rehearsal. She's only going to say it during the live show. So they may not even give her time between songs to say something on purpose. We won't know, but we'll see.
Okay.
Good. Let's see. What else do we have here on our list? How are we doing on time? Let's take a look. We got a little bit of time left. We can squeeze in one or two more. We didn't get to as many. Okay, so Matt, there are these bets, and there are a couple of them, that are number of times something is said on the air.
Okay.
And I've got two of them here. The first one is, how many times is the word Deflategate said? Now, the over-under is set at 2.5.
Only 2.5 times. Wait, I missed that first part.
The number of times Deflategate is said on the air, and the over-under is 2.5, which means you're either going to bet the under, that it's mentioned 2 or less times, or the over, that it's mentioned 3 or more times.
I guarantee it'll be mentioned more than 3 times, easily. Throughout the course of the game we're talking about, or in one quarter?
Throughout the course of the broadcast.
Definitely more than 3 times.
You seem very confident.
Absolutely. Oh, God. Yeah. I don't know why this is even... Though that number is ridiculous. I would have said, like, more than 10 or less than 10. They're going to mention it a lot.
You think?
Every time the word is Deflategate is mentioned,
Yeah.
more than twice.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's a big issue.
Do you want to put a number on it?
Yeah. Do I have to say exactly how many, or I think it'll be more than 10?
I'll make you a deal, Matt. You pick a number, and I will give
Okay.
you plus or minus 1 on that number.
Okay.
But then I get to pick the over/under,
Okay.
excluding the
right.
the ones on each end.
So I get the plus or minus.
So you get a range
1.
of 3, and then
Yeah.
outside of that range of 3, I can pick over/under.
Okay, I'm gonna do 6.
All right, so that means 5, 6, or 7 times you win.
No, yes.
So
yes, 5, 6, or 7.
And
yeah.
so I have to pick if I think it's more than 7 or less than 5. Ooh, I think you picked it well. You really boxed me in here.
Yeah, that was the goal.
I can't imagine they say it more than 7 times, so I'm gonna take the under.
Take the under. Okay.
I'm gonna take that. Because I think, how many times can you talk about it? Like, I'm sure it'll get mentioned, but you say it 2 times,
Is it the
3
word
times.
Deflategate? We're counting. Bless you.
Yes,
Are
just
we
saying
counting
Deflategate.
just the word, or every time it gets brought up in conversation?
Just
topic
the word.
gets brought up.
The word
Okay.
Deflategate.
I think what the original bet was talking about was every time it gets brought up in conversation. Because I would actually take the under bet. That would only get brought up, and they would have a conversation about it once or twice throughout the broadcast. Not saying the word Deflategate. I think they'll use the phrasing Deflategate at least 6 times, which is why I took that.
All right.
5, 6, or 7. Yeah.
No, that works for me.
But I think the spirit of that bet that they have in Vegas is that the conversation
No, Matt,
about Deflategate
no.
will happen less than 2 or more than 2 times.
The exact bet says number of times Deflategate is said during the broadcast. It's just the word.
Okay. Well, then I think that bet's insane. I think anybody who takes the on that is insane.
No, seriously, Matt, because I agreed with you when I thought that was the case. They could say it that many times. I believe it. I don't think you're wrong.
I don't know.
Hang in there.
Okay.
I believe in you.
All right. All right.
How about this, Matt? Let's see. What else is on here? We are running short on time, so why don't we skip right... Well, okay.
Well, here's what we should do. Wait. How would you feel about this?
Okay.
I don't want to put you on the spot or anything.
Go for it.
Would you want to do a part 2 next week where we continue the rest of these options? Next Thursday.
Well, we're just about done. I don't
How
have
many
that. I don't have. Well, I was just going to do a quick one that was just a yes or a no, and then just the score and the MVP, picking the winners. That was it. So.
Oh, it sounded like you were skipping a whole bunch.
Oh, no. We did the whole.
Okay.
Matt, we've already done like 10 of them.
All right.
No, quickly,
Okay.
Matt. Will the announcer? So you know Matt Ryan is the quarterback of the Falcons. He's playing. Do you know what his nickname is?
Matty Ice.
Matty Ice. So, Matt, do you think the announcers will use the term, this is yes or no, they only have to say it once for it to count, will they call him Matty Ice during the broadcast?
Yes.
Okay.
They will.
I think that's an easy one, but you can bet on that.
Yeah. Are you sure you want to go with the no on that one?
No,
I'm
taking the S2. I'm taking the S2, so I'm not even going to count that.
We'll take the yes? Okay.
I was just curious what you would say. That was
yeah, because that's...
All right. So let's get to the fun part, Matt. Let's pick some winners and some scores. So as we mentioned,
you know what? I'm gonna take the no. I'll take the no on that. They're not gonna call him Matty Ice.
All right.
Just so we have something. I honestly think they will say it, but
you just want to have fun.
I want to be the contrarian on that one. I don't know why they wouldn't say it, but
I'll
just say no.
They're professionals.
Yeah. That doesn't stop them.
I mean, are they going to call him Tom Terrific? I don't think so. Touchdown Tom? Maybe. We'll see. Anyway,
I think only Patriots fans call him that.
I call him that. It's a good bet, Matt. So we'll stay with that. Now, let's pick some winners, Matt. We mentioned the Atlanta Falcons and New England Patriots playing right here in Houston, Texas, for the Super Bowl. Matt, from you, I would like a winner and your prediction for final score. Now, I'll remind the folks at home last year, not only did you pick the Broncos, you actually came pretty close to picking the final score. We'll see if you can keep your streak alive for the second time this year, Matt. Who do you think is going to win Super Bowl 51?
Sean, I'm giving it to the New England Patriots. I think it's going to be, honestly, what I see happening is I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, which is it's not really par for the course for the Super Bowl. I believe the Super Bowl is usually a lower-scoring game than average games throughout the season. But I think it's going to be a fairly high-scoring game. I think it'll be close, but I don't think it'll be like Seahawks Patriots close. I think it'll be more like Niners Ravens close. In that Super Bowl, I think I'll go with Patriot final score. Patriots 24.
Mm-hmm.
Patriots 24 and 17.
24-17.
No. Patriots 20. No, wait. New England 28. Falcons 17. 28. So that's my final answer.
Okay.
New England 28, Atlanta 17. Final score. I
Okay.
think it'll be around. Mm-hmm.
Okay. No, I think that's a good pick. Interestingly enough, Matt, you'll be interested to know. Do you know the over/under value for total points scored?
No.
So right where they think what the total number of scores will be, it will be 59. A total of 59. That's a Super Bowl record. High amount. So I think you're right with the high scoring prediction. You've got two high-powered offenses. I'm really torn on this one, Matt. This for me is a 50-50 toss-up. I think people are really underrating the Falcons. You got to remember, Patriots had a crazy easy schedule. I mean, like stupid easy. You know, it really was. It was very easy, and not that the Falcons are such a diverse team in terms of their offense. I'm really torn. I really could make a good argument that that either team could win. And man,
see, my doubt with the Falcons immediately stems from their inexperience.
Sure.
Like this is a team that obviously has never been to the Super Bowl. Not a team. This team, like this Falcons team. I think that it's a very young team. I think it's a team that could be easily starstruck and easily, kind of caught up in the moment once they get out on the field and kind of let the game get away from them easily and quickly. Whereas the Patriots, you have a team that has the experience being in this environment. A lot of players that, have walked this line before. Tom Brady obviously being the most notable of all. So I think that's going to really serve them best in this kind of a situation.
I think you're right, Matt, and I kind of want to take the Pepsi challenge of teams here, because I feel like if you put the Falcons stats and the Patriots stats next to each other but didn't tell you what teams they were from, I feel like you might pick Atlanta. Like, you would lose the Pepsi challenge here, and you would say, statistically, I think, in terms of the players and the strength of schedule and all of that I think that's a safer bet is to pick the Falcons. But you're right, as you know how the coaches like to say, what is the X factor that separates these two teams? And one is that only one of these teams has the winningest coach of all time and the winningest quarterback of all time. Two guys who have been to a record 7 Super Bowls, have won 4 of them. And I'm pretty sure that Matt Ryan is not Eli Manning and therefore will lose to Tom Brady. Now, I want to say that I actually had to look here because let me check something. I wanted to see the quarterbacks that Tom Brady has beaten. Because off the top of my head, so he's beaten Kurt Warner, currently up for the Hall of Fame. Greatest show on turf, right? In his first win.
Mm-hmm.
Second win, he beat. Yeah, this isn't. Why has Wikipedia got to make everything so goddamn hard? They beat the Panthers. Who did the Panthers play that year for quarterback? I would like to know.
Some
guy I don't
definitely
remember.
don't know.
Some very forgettable guy.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to the Super Bowl. Then they beat the Eagles, and who was their quarterback at the time? Who was their quarterback that year in 2004? Why don't I know more stuff about football?
It's McNabb. It's got to be McNabb.
It was McNabb. You're right.
Yeah.
Donovan McNabb, great quarterback, pretty good at least. And then they beat Russell Wilson. I mean, look, this guy's beating the best, and now he's going up against powerhouse Matt Ryan. I don't know. I think the Falcons have a very serious fighting chance, but I think you're right. I'm also going to pick New England, but I'm going to give it a score of 35 to 29. I don't know. I just made that up. So I guess we'll have to do the point breaker on who's closest on the score, assuming New England wins. Now, the real question, Matt, is we both think New England's going to win. Who's going to be the MVP of the Super Bowl this year? Now, the betting markets have... Oh, by the way, let me just tell you, the overall bet on who wins the Super Bowl is that the Patriots are favored. I don't have the links right in front of me of...
Did you have a score projection?
I did. I'm sorry. 35 to 29.
Okay. 35. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, higher scoring, but I still think they'll win. But Matt, the MVP, who's going to be the MVP? I can tell you who the markets think, but I want to hear who you think first.
It's got to be Tom Brady, right?
Does it?
For MVP? If the Patriots win, I would say Tom Brady. It's a pretty sure bet.
Now, I have to look because who picks the Super Bowl MVP?
The league.
The winner is chosen by a fan vote during the game and by a panel of 16 football writers and broadcasters who vote after the game. The media's ballots count for 80%, while the viewers' ballots make up 20%.
That's what they say, but how much of that is really true?
Well, that's my point. If we're really going with this line that Roger Goodell hates Tom Brady, then he wouldn't give him the MVP.
But he would have to. Who else is he going to give it to on the Patriots? Who else? Can you name one other person that you think would that you think Patriots fans would be okay with receiving it more than Tom Brady?
It would have to be,
especially after Deflategate, where it doesn't look obvious that he's trying to withhold this award from him.
No, I think you're right. It's probably you're right. It's probably Tom Brady. I mean, again, you'd have to. The only way it would happen would be you would need either a wide receiver or a running back or a defensive player to have an insane breakout game. You need Chris Hogan to put up 4 touchdowns. You need LeGarrette Blount to run in 4 times. You need a record number of Super Bowl sacks for Dante Hightower or something. You know, the Deion Lewis does it like he did in the playoffs, where he had a return touchdown, a run touchdown, and a catch, all 3 touchdowns in the same game. That's the only way it happens. But I think you're right. If New England wins, it's got to be TB.
It has to be.
So then let me ask, Matt. Let's just play devil's advocate here because we're already here. Assuming the Falcons win, who would their MVP be? Because I think this one might be a little harder.
That's definitely harder. Do you give it to Matty Ice? Do you give it to Devonta Freeman? I would say in that situation, I think they'll still give it to Matt Ryan. I think that he'll still get the MVP. I think it generally goes to the quarterback just because they're kind of the personification of the offense.
Sure.
So
it's an easy pick.
It's an easy pick, yeah. But I would still say there's in the Falcons case, I think it's really 60-40. I think it's like a 60% chance it'll go to Ryan, but I think you got a pretty solid minor chance that it'll go to Devonta Freeman too,
Or
because
Julio Jones,
or Julio Jones.
who could have
Wow.
a
All
massive
right, so
game.
it's really
I mean,
kind of split. Yeah, forgot about it.
I'll tell you,
Um,
Matt, the sports books have Tom Brady with the best shot, Matt Ryan with the second best. The third best is Julio Jones.
Yeah, now I can see that. I don't know why I forgot about him.
I'm gonna
Um,
I'm gonna
yeah,
I'm gonna challenge you, Matt. I'm gonna say if the Falcons win, I just think that Matt Ryan, whether he's earned it or not, has this reputation, and unless he goes balls crazy in this game and puts up 500 yards or something, 6 touchdowns. I mean, he's really gonna have a Roethlisberger type day. I think that the voters still will not give him enough respect. And I think they'll pick a Jones or a Freeman. Now, the problem is which of those two. I mean, it depends on what attack works better against New England. I think Julio is going to be well covered. I'm going to say Devonta Freeman.
okay.
I think they got a better shot at the running game.
I'm still going to stick with Ryan here.
That's
I think that
fine. It won't matter
he's
if New England
like
wins.
underdog vibe in this game going in, being a young quarterback against Tom Brady.
Oh, I hope he does. I have no problem with it. He seems like a nice enough guy. He's a decent quarterback. If he wins the game, he should. But I'm just saying, I don't. For some reason,
it's not as much. It's definitely not as much of a lock as with New England. Like I think if the Patriots win, I think there's like a 99% chance it's going to go to Brady. I would be very, very surprised if it does not.
I agree. Unless he really sucks and we win on the ground. And we've done that in games before where, Tom Brady puts up 120 yards and throws 1 touchdown maybe, but, he'd really have to suck. All right.
Yeah.
Matt, we are out of time for our Super Bowl bet.
No. You forgot about the best bet of all.
Oh, is there one we missed? What do you want to do?
There is. The color of the Gatorade.
Oh, I was going to skip that one, but all right, let's. Are you kidding me?
Gatorade is coming out of that Gatorade tank.
All right, absolutely. Let me see if I can find. I know I got a bunch of tabs open. Somewhere on here I saw what the odds are this year. Oh, you know what? It was over here. Here we go. What color will the liquid be that is poured on the winning coach, Matt? You can choose clear or water, green, yellow, orange, red, blue, or purple.
It'd be really cool if it was green, but that's not my pick.
No. Now, Matt, do you want to? I have in front of me, over the last 13 Super Bowls, what has been the most commonly dumped colors. I can tell you, unless you'd rather guess without it.
No, I want to guess. I want to guess first.
Okay.
All right. How about this? If the Falcons win, I think the color will be blue. If the Patriots win, I think the color will be orange.
Okay, that's fair. I'm gonna say that.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. Orange or red? Orange isn't really a popular Gatorade color, is it? Although, wasn't that the answer last year?
Yeah, I think you got a point for picking orange. Oh no, no. We both lost because you picked yellow and I picked red. So no,
and orange was the yes. Well, because the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
I think with the Patriots, I think it'll be red. I'll go with red.
So you're gonna go with blue and red.
Yes, blue if the Falcons win. I don't think. Well, wouldn't it make more sense? I'm just gonna say red across the board. Okay. Screw it, red across the board.
Okay,
it's gonna be red Gatorade.
Matt, you made a terrible mistake, and I guess I'm kind of cheating because although I offered to tell you before your pick, so that's on you. I'm looking at the list; they've never poured red out at least in the last 13 Super Bowls.
You read that as an option, though, haven't you?
No, it is an option. It's possible. I'm just telling you.
I just have a good feeling about that.
Matt,
especially because the Falcons win. That's their color. They got to do it.
Matt, this is such an easy choice, Matt, and you know why? Gatorade pays a butt ton of money to have their logo plastered all over the sidelines of these games. What is Gatorade, their logo's primary color?
Orange.
Okay, so for branding purposes, what color do you think they're going to have in the orange Gatorade cooler?
No, I don't think that would make sense because the orange would just blend in with the orange. I think it was only orange last year because the Broncos' color is
that
orange.
comes to my point.
It's not orange every year.
Of the last 13 Super Bowls, 8 had only 2 colors between them. So the top 2, 4 and 4, were clear and orange.
That's stupid. So, I don't like this.
I'm going with orange. It's a free point for me. Thank you, Matt. But who knows? Maybe it'll be red for the first time in the last 13 years. Who knows?
I mean, and maybe Bill Belichick will be wearing a suit while he gets the red Gatorade poured on.
That would be. I'm going to write him a letter. I'm going to say, my friend Matt thinks you're going to wear a 3-piece suit. That would be hilarious. You should do that. All right,
Yes.
good. Matt, we've got a huge list of bets here. I'm so excited to see how they turn out. I want to let people know a few things. One, as a treat for the folks at home, you need to follow us on Twitter. And if you're wondering why, I'll tell you. @UpForDebateTV is the Twitter. I'm going to be live tweeting the Super Bowl with these bets, letting you know in real time what the score is. So I highly recommend going on and even setting up, you can even set, depending on your Twitter app, an alert so your phone buzzes. I won't tweet unless it's not important, but like, you know, if there's a Peyton Manning commercial, I'm going to tweet about it and let you know that Matt ranked one up. If after the halftime show, we'll tally up how our songs did, and so on and so forth. So I recommend on Twitter @UpForDebateTV, and we will be back not next episode, but probably the one after that, at some point in the future, after the Super Bowl, to recap the Super Bowl, what we liked, what we didn't like, and to go over the bets to see how we did and who won the Super Bowl prop bets for Super Bowl 51. Sound good, Matt?
Sounds good in the hood.
Now, I want to do one other quick tease before we let everyone go. I know we're over time by like a lot because we did a lot of these bets, but I want to tease game nights because coming up, Dungeons & Dragons, very exciting. We're about to conclude our long-running 35-plus hour quest, The Lost Mines of Phandalin. It's been a lot of fun. I can't wait to see how it ends. But, Matt, I want to tease the folks at home because coming up right after that is going to be a brand new quest. I will be playing Dungeon Master, and, Matt, we're going to have an exclusive right now. Would you like to know the name of the quest?
Yeah, reveal the name.
You ready for this?
Name reveal.
We will be playing The Legend of Shaker Heights.
All right. Okay.
Get psyched up for that. Coming soon to a podcast near you. GameNights.tv is the website. Subscribe there, and you'll get it when we start kicking ass. Good. All right, Matt. Sound good?
All right.
Go
Sounds
Pats.
good. So no earthquakes this Super Bowl?
No earthquakes, no power outages.
Okay.
It's going to be just fine. It's in Houston. Everything's perfect. Actually, this weekend, I'm going downtown to all the Super Bowl festivities. I got a whole big thing set up.
Nice. Enjoy that.
If I pay $55, I can touch the Vince Lombardi trophy.
Ooh.
I'm not doing that.
To touch it.
That's a ripple. And you can get your photo taken with it.
Does it come with any like powers that you like absorb when you touch it?
If it were like the Stanley Cup and I got to just like keep it for a week and then return it for someone else to keep, I'd be fine with that. But
no, yeah, it's not very cool if you just get to touch it.
I think you do get to touch like the AFC Championship trophy, but that's lame. Like nobody wants that.
Nah, I'd rather touch the Vince Lombardi trophy is where it's at.
It's the best. All right, well. Let's wrap it up there. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Our website, upfordebate.tv. Go there. Get all the information. I won't run through it. You've heard it before. Go to the website. It's all there. Subscribe on all the platforms. And as I mentioned, follow us at UpForDebateTV on Twitter. Oh, and I should tell people, too, 508-644-8324 is the phone number. You can call us anytime as well. On behalf of Matt, this is Sean, thanking all of you for joining us and hoping we'll see you next time for even more great discussion here on Up for Debate.